Kickstarter and its cousin Indiegogo are the largest crowdfunding platforms out there, and because of this, have experienced many scams over the years. Scammers prey upon the goodwill of people trying to help fund a cool idea, or in some cases a product that will improve people's lives. That's exactly what happened with the scam we're going to be covering today, known as the Airing micro CPAP device. This device claimed to be the world's first hoseless, maskless micro CPAP device. CPAP devices, for those who don't know, are devices worn on the face while sleeping that continuously delivers pressurized air through a mask that covers your nose or mouth while you sleep, keeping your airways open and preventing it from collapsing. These devices exist to help people who suffer from sleep apnea, which is a sleep disorder characterized by brief, repeated episodes of interrupted breathing during sleep. In severe cases, breathing can stop for long enough that people can actually die from the condition, but most people just wake up when they stop breathing, and it causes them to get very little restful sleep and leaves them tired during the day since they constantly woke up during the night. Most people who need to wear a CPAP mask seem to hate it, but it's just something most people with sleep apnea learn to tolerate in order to get a restful night's sleep. In 2015, Stephen Marsh claimed he was going to change the CPAP world forever when he launched the Airing device for crowdfunding support on Indiegogo. Immediately, it was a huge hit that resonated with many sleep apnea sufferers who felt that would greatly improve their life. In total, the project raised almost $2 million, and people couldn't wait to get what was promoted as a life-altering new product in its promotional material.
It wasn't working for me. It was extremely cumbersome. I didn't want to take the mask off. I wanted to rip the mask off.
It's a minority of patients who are able to tolerate the treatment at home.
So I've got to find some way to deal with this and keep a smile on my face.
Man starts out usually doing things in a way that's brute force, but sometimes you can figure out a way to do it that's a little bit more elegant, a little bit easier, simpler, but that usually requires an invention.
This is amazing. I really think that if this works, this will be the answer for 99% of them. They'll never go back to using that Star Wars piece on their head again. When I see this, I say, how can that possibly get the air in me?
Now, unfortunately, nearly 10 years later, that device has never hit the market, leaving every backer that supported the campaign furious, and the comments on their page is filled with nothing but people calling the project a scam and wanting their money back. I understand that a lot of people were desperate for a better CPAP machine, but if you looked into just what they claimed their device could do, it was clear this thing would never actually work. The prototype device they showed in promotions was just a mock-up and never actually worked, and the technology they claimed would power the device didn't actually exist yet. Stephen Marsh claimed that the product would be powered by hundreds of microscopic pumps that would be electrically charged to force air in and out of the device.
When I first talk to people about this, and I say, well, we have these little micro pumps, and it turns out that they're very powerful and they can pump the right amount of air at the right amount of pressure, their first response is, no way, get out of here. And and I go, well, yes, I think we can, because our micro pumps, our micro blowers, are very, very small. It's based on two membranes that are electrostatically attracted or repelled from each other. Opposite charges attract, and that's the bellows closing and blowing the air out. And like charges repel, and that's the bellows opening and sucking air in. And if hundreds and hundreds of these little bellows are plus and minus going together, you get a large amount of air to flow through.
That technology was just an idea in Marsh's mind when he decided to launch the crowdfunding campaign in 2015, and it seems basing a device off of fictional technology turned out to be a bad idea. Marsh and the team behind Airing initially updated its backers regularly, giving constant updates about how they had run into one roadblock after another, and never really seemed to get closer to actually making a functional device. The Airing team initially said on the website that they believed the device would be available in 2018, but as 2018 came and went, no device hit the market. By this point, 3 years after the launch of the campaign, and nothing yet to show for all their work, backers began getting upset, and many started to realize this device would most likely never hit the market. Things went from bad to worse when Airing announced they would be suspending their Indiegogo campaign and seek additional funding from private equity to continue their research. This obviously upset everyone who had supported the campaign, and we'll talk more about that after a word from today's sponsor. With the new year upon us, lots of people are looking for ways to improve their lifestyle. One way to do that is to start eating better and kicking the habit of eating fast food or other highly processed meals. Home-cooked meals can be a great choice, but can take a lot of time and effort to prepare. Today's sponsor, Factor, can offer you a great alternative. Factor is a meal plan that offers chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. Their meals are ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. They offer a wide variety of different gourmet meals to choose from based on your dietary needs. My personal favorite is the honey mustard chicken, which I always make sure to order extra of when it's on the menu. On top of their great meals, Factor also offsets 100% of delivery emissions and sources 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. You can change up your order every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week and have the option to pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Factor also offers great add-ons to your meals like a breakfast menu, keto shakes, and even fruit smoothies. If you would like to try Factor, click on the link in the pinned comment to get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box, and 20% off your next month of orders with coupon code SCHAEFER50. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring this video. Once it was clear Airing was going to need way more money to make their Star Trek level technology a reality, they suspended the Indiegogo campaign and went with private equity. The backers revolted and claimed that Airing had abandoned them. Airing had to make another post saying that wasn't the case, and that this was the only path forward as they needed way more money to develop their theoretical technology. Year after year, the updates became less and less, and backers only got more upset. Eventually, Airing felt they needed to give something to their backers, so they decided to create a hosed version of the Airing that they would offer to their backers. Keep in mind that this device completely defeats the original purpose of the micro hoseless device, and needless to say, backers were not happy. Airing claimed to send vouchers out to backers so they could order the Airing Smart Mask, but looking over the comments it seems most people didn't receive a voucher, and I can't find any evidence that the hosed version of their device ever launched as well. On their website they feature the device, but nowhere does it show a way to buy the product, so it seems this version of the mask has yet to be released as well. In January of 2020, the Airing team released their last update on the Indiegogo page, stating that, "Hey everybody, it's Steven here wishing you a happy and healthy new year. Before I share some great news with you, I want to point out that the timeline on our Indiegogo campaign is out of date. It is no longer possible to make changes to it, so we will inform you on the timing of events through updates posted here. As you know, the development of the micro blower has been really difficult and has taken much longer than anticipated. Just getting the proof of concept prototype to blow air and at pressure has been painfully slow. But I'm happy to tell you that we have done that. We have demonstrated the micro blowers can blow air by blowing bubbles, and have measured the pressure at over 5 centimeters of water. We are not yet at our design performance level, but we are seeing progress and making continuous improvements in that direction. Airing's micro CPAP device is designed to work with hundreds of individual microblowers, all working in parallel. Now that they are starting to work, we are in the process of stacking them together to confirm their ability to work in combination. We will keep you posted on our progress and hope to share some more performance data as soon as we can. We are 100% committed to getting the micro CPAP device to work. To that end, we continue to develop relationships with strategic partners that have the resources and expertise to take our prototypes and turn them into commercial products which can be manufactured and delivered to the marketplace. We appreciate your patience, and we promise to try and keep you more informed as we move forward. We understand that many people are suffering, and we are working as hard and as fast as we can. Again, it is important to seek treatment for OSA, and we try and comply with the therapy as best you can. We believe Airing's micro CPAP device will be much more comfortable, but until it is available, please try and continue with whatever equipment you have. Your health is critically important. We'll catch up as soon as we can. Thanks, everyone. It's now been almost 5 years since their last post, and no updates have ever come out. Their website doesn't appear to have any further updates, and I had trouble finding if this project was still being worked on, considering no updates have been given since before the pandemic started. They do seem to have a few newer posts on their Facebook page, but all the comments are filled with people calling them scammers, and it doesn't seem like they've made much progress since their last update in 2020. Now, while some might think that's the end of this scam, it's not. Because once other scammers saw how popular the Airing crowdfunding campaign was, and how many desperate people there were for a device like this, they got to work and made their own version of this scam. There are now dozens of knockoff versions of this product being advertised around the internet and sold on various websites including Amazon, which has several listings I found for this scam product. I do find it a little funny that it's taken a decade and Airing has never released a functional product, yet these cheap Chinese knockoffs made for pennies have been able to flood the market. These scammers realized the microblower Star Trek technology would never work and instead put two very tiny fans in their devices. Sadly, this product does absolutely nothing, as I recently bought one to test out, and I'll have a link below to me testing the product on my second channel. The fans in the device produce so little air that it wasn't even able to make one piece of paper move. CPAP machines have to produce a massive amount of airflow in order to keep your airways open while sleeping, and there is zero chance this device would ever be able to do this. It's unfortunate that Amazon is allowing these scam devices to be sold to desperate people on their website. They aren't allowed to call it a CPAP device on Amazon, so instead just call it an anti-snoring device. But as I discovered when buying it, the packaging and instructions clearly state that it can be used as a CPAP device as well. These devices are scams that do nothing, and all the listings on Amazon eventually get a bunch of bad reviews. Once this happens, these scammers just create a new listing and start selling the scam again. You can buy these scams for $1 to $2 on the Chinese website Alibaba, and they currently are going for upwards of $40 on Amazon and sell regularly, so it's clear that whoever the scammers are that are selling them on Amazon are making a small fortune off of desperate people looking for relief. Hopefully Amazon shuts down this scam soon. After looking into the Airing device, I don't think this will ever actually hit the market, and they never should have launched the campaign in the first place when it was clear the technology they wanted to use didn't even exist yet. Sadly, I don't think anything will ever happen to Stephen Marsh or the Airing team, and it looks like they got away with scamming $2 million out of their backers. Let me know what you think about this scam in the comments below.